Hi, welcome Can you hear me? Doesn't seem like it's on. Oh, I am. Yeah. Huh. Okay, welcome everybody. We're gonna go ahead and start the meeting. Galveston. And please join me in citing the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. Superintendent Freeman.
Yes, thanks, Chair Adave. I have an addition to the agenda, and then I would like to ask permission to hit one of my topics at this time of the meeting. So the addition to the agenda, we need to add item number 4, and that'll be an action item, and it'll be resolution number 2-25-26, supplemental budget, special revenue fund, and that'll be presented by Carolyn. And that's a discussion and slash action item.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone for coming tonight. This is one of the greatest things we get to do is celebrate our students and highlight the best of the best. And the board really appreciates this opportunity. And I want to say thank you to all the parents for making time to do that. I know, 6 o'clock on a Wednesday, lots of things going on. So I know you made a special effort to be here. So I want to say thank you for that. While I have a captive audience, I would like to debrief the threat that we experienced yesterday and hopefully share some insight to everyone in the room. Okay, so just some facts, real quick facts. The threat was actually posted about 6 o'clock that night. And about 6:05, 6:10, not much after 6 o'clock, we were notified of the threat. And the reason I bring that up is because we teach all the time to our students, to our staff, to our community. If you see something, say something. In today's culture that we're in, it's super important that you let people know when something's not right. And our community, our students, actually our county, I received text messages from people from all over the county asking me if I was aware of what was going on. So that philosophy of if you see something, say something, definitely was in effect during when that threat was posted. The reason why that's important is because we were able to contact law enforcement right away, and so they started their investigation right when we called them. And I have some praises for them later on in this little informational debriefing. But I want to give a shout out to our administrative staff. They saw the post and they right away were suspicious of the post. And not that that changed our due diligence at this point of the investigation, but the way that the the sentences were written, the fact that there was 0 followers on that page, led us to believe right away that something wasn't right about this. Knowing the student who supposedly made that post and that person's linguistic skills and writing skills did not match the way that that post was written. So we were able to share that with the sheriff's department right away. Um, that post blew up in social media, and which is a positive thing and a negative thing. There was a lot of false information being shared, and that's one of my messages tonight. That following the if you see something, say something philosophy, it's super important to say things that you know for sure. And if you don't know for sure, then try to resist creating your own narrative. There was lots of false narratives that were floating around the community, which added to the anxiety level of families. And When the district shares information, we make sure that it's 100% accurate before we shared it. And it's usually in conjunction with law enforcement, what they want us to share. So at the time that social media was blowing up, we knew that there were two deputies going to the house of the student who supposedly posted that. And then another deputy was going to UCC because the first person to receive that post was in driver's ed at UCC. So that's the first shout out I want to give to our sheriff's department. They took that threat very serious and they responded immediately. They did not wait. They sprung into action and they informed us along the way. They quickly recognized when they were at the student's house and talking to the student and his mom that was a former student in Glide, but had his interdistrict transfer agreement had been revoked. And so he had been out of our district for about 2.5 weeks. They recognized right away that that student didn't make that post. And then they forwarded that information on to the deputy that was at UCC. That deputy was able to get the original post and transfer that information to another detective in our county who's in charge of cyber stuff. That guy is a genius. I don't know what else to say about him. So by 9:30, we knew that the threat wasn't credible, that somebody had created an account and made a false post, and that our kids in our community were going to be safe the next day. But we couldn't send that out quite that way early on because of all the investigation going on. But once they had gotten the original post, we were able to send that out, and that we sent that out at 9:30. So 6 o'clock the post came in. 7:20 was our first notification to parents. By 9:30 we knew it wasn't credible, and we sent that out. And then we also followed that with, as we knew information, we would update. By 11:30, they had tracked down the person who had made that post, and it was another student of ours. And that student is being held to our discipline standards that we have, and we're gonna continue to follow our process. I didn't want our principals to send out a notice at 11:30 at night, so I asked to send an update at 6:30 in the morning. Uh, Going through that entire process to lead us to we have confirmed that this is a fake post, and the person who made that fake post, they knew who that was. What I want to model, and well, I want to say two things. First, I want to tell everyone in the office and in the library that I would never put our staff or students in danger if I felt like there was any kind of a threat to our staff and students. I'm a dad, a longtime educator. I hope the community trusts the leadership in the Glide School District that if we think your kids are in danger, we're not going to bring them to school. We would shut school down until we knew for sure your kids were safe. We were 100% clear, convinced that the person who was on that original post didn't make that post. Somebody else created that account and made that post on their behalf to try to get that student in trouble. Obviously, that backfired for that student. I also want to model that we are a very reflective organization, and we always reflect on our practice. Today, through some parents who called in and just asked about things, gave me an opportunity to reflect that we missed a step, and a lot of the misstep are here in this room today. And what I should have done is that 6:30 post, I should have made that post to the entire district. And that way, before school started, not just our middle school and high school families knew that that was a hoax and that it was safe to come to school, but our elementary kids would have known that too. I did send out something later in the day to everybody in the community, but our learning is in a small school district like Glide, where everybody knows everybody and knows what's going on. I should have sent that 6:30 post out to everybody. So we'll do better next time. Okay. So that's the debrief on the threat.
Thank you. And hopefully there's not a next time.
Hopefully I don't have to do another debrief like that. But like I have told people today, the the outcome was positive. Nobody was hurt. It was a fake post. It's a great opportunity to learn and grow from that experience.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay, anything else on that you wanted to, that was part of that you wanted? Okay. All right, looks like we have the elementary school student report with Austin and Olivia. Oh. Phil, okay. Fifth grade field trip. Well, it's not how it was.
Hello, my name is Ava McCauley. I'm one of the house leaders in Elizabeth. This year, fifth grade went to the Quail Plank House community. While we were there, we went to different locations, and one of them was the Charleston Marine Life Center. When we were there, we got to learn about shark fossils and different shark and whale species. They also had a touch tank. We all got to touch sea urchins and anemones. The fun part about it was that they would hug your fingers. We also got to see jellyfish. I would like to say thank you to the Marine Life Center for letting us have that experience. Now I'd like to introduce Lily. Hello, my name is Lily Brown. Hello, my name is Lily Brown, and I'm in the House of Inraka, and I'm here today to talk about South Slough Hike National Estuarine Research hike. First, I'd like to say thank you to Eric and Sherry for leading us on the hike. They showed us 3 different kinds of mushrooms. One was red and white, and it was called a lobster mushroom. And the neat thing is that it's edible. The second mushroom is called the bleeding tooth mushroom. It has red liquid in the middle and dries up looking like blood. My favorite mushroom is the Mario mushroom. It looks like the mushroom that makes you bigger in Mario Kart, but do not eat the real mushroom. It does not make you grow bigger. It might make you really sick. If you hike there, watch your step because you might find some bear poop on the way. We saw many different plants, but my favorite was a very big leafy plant called skunk cabbage. When they first bloom, they stink, but after they mature, they lose their smell. I think the hike was great. I'd like to thank everyone who helped make this happen, including the parents. So thank you, parents and teachers. Now I'd like to introduce Parker. Hi, my name is Harper Furlong, and I am one of the house leaders of the House of River. I'm going to tell you about the Coquel Community Playhouse. I'd like to thank Lyman D, Lyman B, MJ, Elijah, Mark, Becky, Heavenly, and Fauna for volunteering their time to present us to at their plank house. The plank house was made of cedar that was logged from the tribal forest. It was 2 sizes bigger than this library we are in tonight. It has 2 fire rings to represent the multiple families of the Coquel people. The storyteller taught us a life lesson about respecting others while we were there. We learned about and participated in the friendship dance. Becky and Heavenly, along with our parent volunteers, cooked us some delicious fry bread for us. We spent the night in the plank house. We learned that the floor is not comfortable. It was hard for 5th graders to fall asleep at the same time. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Jace. Hi, my name is Jace Fields. I am one of the house leaders from the House of Anraka. On the second day of our field trip, we went canoeing in the Tar Heel Reservoir. Justin, our canoe leader, told us a story of how canoes came to be. The canoe we went in was colored like a deer. It had a red inside and a black outside. We went to several stations while we were there. At one station, we learned how they gathered food such as hunting, fishing, and gathering. The main tool used for fishing is the Leaster spear. After we completed the stations, we traveled to the beach where we had lots of fun playing in waves, playing football, and building sandcastles. And now I would like to of share this video of this trip with you. The drumming that you'll hear in the music is an example of the type of music that was played during the friendship dance. Do you have any questions? Thank you for having us here tonight for supporting field trips at Glide Elementary.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Olivia and I are here again to tell you about the happenings at Glide Elementary. Yesterday, the sixth grade went on a field trip to Oregon State. While we were there, we attended a women's basketball game against Utah State. There were 7,567 students from 63 schools in attendance. I'm happy to report that the Beavers won. After the game, we toured the OSU campus with Glide High School graduates Josiah, and Hannah Long, Hannah Groff, Darian Dybowski, and Ben Atkin. We appreciate them volunteering for their time to show us around.
Is it on? Our character traits for the months of November and December are giving and uplifting from the houses of Altruismo and Solvari. With those traits in mind, the houses of Altruismo and Solvari, in partnership with Glide Fire, are hosting a canned food drive. Students are encouraged to bring in canned food items that will be used to create food baskets in our community. The top 3 houses with the most food items will earn points for their house. We want to extend an invitation to both the board and our community to bring in items to contribute to this cause.
Last weekend, Glide Rec Volleyball wrapped up its season. Our 6th grade team placed 3rd in the 3rd grade and 4th grade, 5th grade girls took 2nd place in their bracket for the tournament. Umpqua Valley Wrestling has kicked off its season and has already attended multiple tournaments. Glide Rec basketball games will begin practicing here in the next few weeks.
The last week of October, we recognize Red Ribbon Week. Each day, students dressed up to unite against drugs and plan for a healthy future. In the classroom's morning meeting time was dedicated to drug prevention awareness. The last day of the week, we dressed in our costumes to scare away drugs. We held a Halloween parade, and the JBC hosted our annual trunk or treat.
Our attendance goal at Glide Elementary is for students who attend 90% or more of the school year. To achieve this goal, we strive for students to miss less than 10 days of school. We know that things like sickness happen, but all of us working together, we know that we can make this goal. Currently, 77% of our students are on track to meet this goal. Each month, students who are on track to meet this goal are placed into a drawing, where one student from kindergarten through 3rd grade and one student from 4th through 6th grade are selected to spin the wheel for a chance to earn points for their house. They also receive a popcorn party for their classroom. The class with the highest daily attendance average for the month receives a pizza party, with Miss Beard, Miss Allison's class has won the pizza party for the last 2 months in a row.
Thank you for having us here tonight. Do you have any questions? Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you. Okay, I believe we are doing the middle school report from Audrey.
Hello, my name is Audrey Odell, and I will be doing the middle school report tonight. Glide Middle School has a phenomenal 65% of its enrolled students involved in a fall sport this year. We are now in the 2nd week of the middle school boys basketball season. 19 athletes turned out for the team, led by new head coach Brandon Halter. We are excited to see how the team does this season. Middle school wrestling and girls basketball will start their practices when the school resumes after the winter break on January 5th. But the rosters and final forms already have great numbers, with 16 signed up for wrestling and 21 for girls basketball. Around the school, we are looking forward to the holiday breaks that are coming up. We are partnered with the Glide High School for one big food drive this year, and we have a few students who have joined the high school concert choir and have their first performance coming up in December. Be on the lookout for the date and time over the next couple of weeks. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you. Okay, I believe we're moving on now to the high school report with Clara and Aubrey.
Good evening, members of the board. We are pleased to share a brief update on our school's leadership program and the work our students have been doing to strengthen school culture and community engagement. Our students are currently focused on organizing the annual canned food drive, which will run from December 8th through December 18th. Leadership has been coordinating with teachers, local partners, and student groups to promote campus-wide participation. Students have created marketing materials, planned collection strategies, and set daily goals to encourage friendly competition between classes. students. In addition to the drive, leadership students continue supporting ongoing school culture initiatives, including planning ahead for winter events such as Winter Spirit Week. Our leadership team continues to demonstrate strong collaboration and responsibility as they work to support both our school community and local families in need. Digital media students have shown strong progress this year. We began by studying the 8 elements of design and quickly applied those skills to real projects, including the Pink Night shirts, the new Cats t-shirts, and the Fall Sports Senior Nights buttons. Students are now working on creating their own brand and logo, giving them hands-on experience with design, creativity, and professional production. The program continues to build practical skills while contributing meaningful work to our school community. The Trail Cats have partnered with Glide Revitalization and an OSU Recreation grant to bring enhancements to both the nature trail at the Glide Elementary School and the athletic complex. Close to 40 students have either been hired by Glide Revitalization or are an alternate on a crew. There are 2 crews in place that will work on the nature trail and athletic complex at the rate of $20 an hour.
The GHS Winter Play is set to perform on December 10th, 11th, and 12th at 7 p.m. at the Glide Loop Gym. The name of the play is The Play That Goes Wrong. It's a broad comedy that will run about 2 hours with intermission and will be fun for the whole family. It features 20 GHS students and has a lot of action and energy. Won't break the bank. Tickets are $5 for students and $8 for adults and will leave you laughing straight through the new year. Mrs. and Mr. Cole would like to say thanks again for supporting our program. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the fire science class has been teaming up with our community partner, Glide Fire, for hands-on firefighting action. Students have been gearing up in full turnouts, practicing taking a hydrant, master hose rolling, and get real experience using fire extinguishers. They're looking forward to their December capstone project, where they will be rescuing a dummy from a room, as well as maneuvering through the obstacle course cheese wedge, all while wearing full turnouts and SCBAs. The district FFA tractor driving competition was this week, and we brought home the Umpqua District Championship in advanced tractor driving and 3rd place in the beginning category. Zach Saar took 1st place in the district and will be moving on to compete at a state level. Glide High School fall sports finished with a bang, with the GHS girls cross country team going to state for the first time in 25 years and taking 7th place. 53% of Glide High School students were involved in one or more fall sport this year, and the numbers are looking good for the winter season as well. Practices just started on Monday. There are an unprecedented 9 girls out for the wrestling team this year, along with 11 boys on the team, and both boys and girls basketball will be fielding JV teams. We look forward to a great winter sports season.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. All right, time for Cats of the Month award. The
Twelfth grader, Ablin Cox. Ablin is an amazing student and great person. She comes to class prepared and ready to engage in with whatever it is we are doing that day. I appreciate her curiosity and enthusiasm for learning. She is a joy to have in class. Yeah. Eleventh grader, Colt Skinner. Yeah. You want me to read? Colt is a cool cat. He is curious, responsible, willing to ask questions, and the type of student everyone wants to have in class. Colt is a quiet leader that shows maturity and solid decision making. I can always count on Colt's dry sense of humor to brighten my day.
10th grader Cooper Schultz. Over the last few years, Cooper has blossomed into a hardworking and dependable student. He's always good for a laugh with his quick wit and put his all in everything he does. I can always count on Cooper to get the job done with timely and exemplary execution. 9th grader Brenna Hurt. Brenna is a dedicated and passionate individual who has big plans to make huge impacts within her community. She exhibits clear leadership qualities and immense care for the well-being of her peers.
From 8th grade, Adley Skinner. Adley has an incredible work ethic. She is determined, dedicated, and curious. Adley thinks critically and deeply when she's consistently demonstrated in the higher caliber of the work she does. She's compassionate and thoughtful student who leads through example. Seventh grader Jillian Hurd. Jillian Hurd is an exceptional student. She comes to class with enthusiasm and thoughtfulness and never lacks thoughtfulness or consideration for everyone around her. Beyond academics, she's wonderfully kind, creative, and positive.
Isaias Melendez Zamora. Isaiah is respectful and responsible. You can count on him in every situation to give his all. When you think of Isaiah, you see a model student, positive, kind, and determined.
Fifth grade, Angus McCauley. Angus McCauley is an amazing young man. He embodies the Amistad traits, being a good friend, positive classmate, and a role model for others. He works hard during class, always giving his best effort, and is someone who you can count on to support others when needed. I'm so proud of Angus and all he has accomplished this year.
From 4th grade, Nevaeh Holloway. Nevaeh has an amazing work ethic and a positive attitude. She consistently does her best and doesn't give up. Nevaeh is a great role model for her classmates, showing kindness and respect. Way to go, Nevaeh. With joy, Mrs. Spurland.
Third grade, Delilah Tackett. I am proud to recognize Delilah for her hard work, kindness, and dedication. She may be quiet, but her actions speak loudly. She's always focused, turns in her homework on time, and shows respect and care for everyone around her. She's a wonderful role model for her classmates and a joy to have in class every day. Delilah has worked hard this year, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the year looks like for her.
From second grade, Easton Rogers. Easton is such a leader in my class. Whenever someone drops something, he is there to pick it up. His kind-hearted nature is incredible for such a young person. I can always count on him to be on task and ready to learn while also being humble towards others. I'm honored to recognize Easton as a great friend and future community leader.
First grade, Shiloh Furlong. Shiloh Furlong is a great first grader who works hard to be the best she can be. A word to define Shiloh would be tensity. She has increased her self-confidence and independence already this year by talking in front of her peers. Shiloh is a great friend to others and helps them when they are in need. Keep up the determination.
From kindergarten, Raymond Halter. I chose Raymond Halter for Cats of the Month because he consistently demonstrates respect, responsibility, and integrity in all aspects of school life. Raymond maintains excellent behavior, actively participates in class discussions, and completes assignments with care and diligence. Raymond exhibits a strong work ethic, shows continuous academic growth, and he always is willing to help others. Raymond is a kind-hearted leader and an outstanding example to his peers.
No. Folks, don't forget to come up here and get your t-shirts. Also, I just want to say this is and the picture, this is my favorite part of these board meetings. This is what makes it all worth it is the kiddos. So thank you. Yeah, we're going to take a short little recess. So if you want to stay, great. If you don't, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Are my best. Most favorite board members so far. Right. Okay. How come our speakers don't sound very loud? Yeah. Clever. Yeah, no, and I usually do, and I'm just hearing myself like really loud. No, I've been on Zoom. It is terrible. It is terrible. Well, sometimes we can't, but okay, let's right. Okay. Um okay, so I think we are moving on to approval of the consent agenda. Which is a financial report from last time and apply for an application for fundraisers and just our regular meeting minutes. So I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
A second.
Any discussion?
I was looking at the number of fundraisers and that was impressive.
Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, any other discussions or questions? Okay, motion passes. I guess well, all those in favor, I could see it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's my bad that I didn't say like, don't mind me. Okay. And public participation, we didn't get any yellow cards, correct? Okay. The OSBA. So right now, for our region, which is Douglas South Coast, includes Curry County. There's an opening for the Legislative Policy Committee representative to the OSBA board. That is a important position that gives voice to legislative matters. And Janet has agreed to be our nominee, and she is running against Stephen Hamerson, who is from the Roseburg School District. And so right now, we need to decide as a board who we are going to vote for. So what happens is we decide here and vote on that, and then I take the vote back to the OSBA website and vote on there. And that's what every other board in our region should be doing. And so hopefully they do. I did send them all an email. Just to remind them, time to vote. And okay, so I would move that the Glide School District Board of Directors yeah, oh sorry, I was just the way it was. Yeah. So I would entertain a motion to recommend and vote for Janet Holland for the OSBA Legislative Policy Committee rep.
I'll make a motion. John will make a motion.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
can win. I move that the Glide School District Board of Directors support Janet Holland for the OSBA Legislative Policy Committee position number 9.
I'll second it.
Awesome. Any discussion or questions? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
And I abstain.
Yep, that was 3 yays and 1 abstain. Okay, district board calendar revision.
Yeah, thank you. I hate doing it, but I know every year we come back to the board to adjust or tweak the calendar that you guys adopted. This year, this was generated through the teachers from the elementary school. And they brought to Principal Beard's attention that they would like us to adjust the calendar for conferences to match the middle school, high school. So if you recall, we adopted a calendar that had middle school, high school conferences February. And then the elementary conferences was in May with just a few weeks of school left. They have now asked to move that to the February, which makes a lot of sense. They had a lot of reasons. I can just highlight a couple of their reasons. One, attendance. Attendance of their kids, the older kids having to watch the younger kids when they're not in. And then just to be on the same age as a district, just makes sense. So I don't know, Tammy, if you want to say any more, but that's our request, is that we change those conference dates.
Okay, well, I would entertain a motion to approve the proposed changes to the 25-26 district board calendar as presented.
So moved. How about that, since you already read it?
As presented.
As presented.
Yeah, I can second
Second.
that.
John's got it.
Oh,
There's one more item on there that I did not include on the agenda, that there is a change to the time of graduation. So on your calendar, you'll see that there is a time
Oh
listed.
man, we forgot that.
And then-
Sorry.
So the proposed change that we would move graduation from 1 to 2 p.m.
Okay,
Yes, I accept that. Right.
what time?
as presented.
It's on here as 1, so it should be 2. Okay, got it.
Gotcha. Okay, any questions or further discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Okay, the added resolution supplemental budget that Carolyn was going to tell us about.
So I think you guys have already been made aware that Cow Creek contacted us last week, and we had a real short amount of time, and thank goodness Jan was willing to take it on. And then she and Tracy made plans, and then everybody kind of jumped on board. So they wanted to provide food to families in need. And they were asking us to come up with how much money. And so Tracy and Jan spent a lot of time putting together items that weren't perishable that we would deliver in boxes. And so they came up with $35,000. So this was an unplanned budget item, money coming in. And so therefore I needed to add a supplemental budget to add the 35,000 and then appropriate the spending of the money. Any questions?
Any questions?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can,
So yeah, I would entertain a motion to, I'll say it for you, to approve resolution number 225-26 supplemental budget special review fund as presented.
I move the same.
Second.
All right, any questions, discussion?
I would like to discuss, like, this is amazing. I mean, so my job is, partly, individuals that are impacted. I spent last week, trying to figure out how to work with WIC on getting formula out for, individuals that are impacted by all of everything that's been going on with the, shutdown. And so this was amazing to hear that this was available to them, because it's been really difficult.
I bet.
I would like to think about what we could do for Cow Creek as a way of saying thank you, because I think this is a huge timing and need right now.
Agreed. And I would love for them to know how grateful we are. At least, yeah. Yeah. That would be great. I love the fact that, thank you, Tracy and Jan, for getting this together. And I love that we're finding a way to give to folks who might be struggling. Because we've already probably been there before. I know I have. So
So is this, I've got a question. Is this gonna supplement the existing box? Is separate? Nothing to do with it. Okay, awesome. So.
okay, any further questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. And I guess now superintendent report, you can tell us more about that.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm really conscientious about is we don't want this to take away from any other organization. There's another organization out there that asked to use our facility to revamp the food program that happened prior to COVID. Super excited about that. Ours will be done. It'll be a lot of the same families, but my philosophy is great.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you probably some more information you just heard, but just how this all unfolded is that when the SNAP programs were being messed with, the tribe tried to figure out how they could support county families. So Jesse Jackson, you've heard that name a lot. Jesse spends a lot of time in our district. He's the one that
Cool.
comes out and does our burn, works with our fire science. Just a great individual. The McCulkins, did I say that right? Macaulays are very much tied into the tribe. There's a lot of people actually in Glide that are tied to the tribe. He sent out an information to all the superintendents about how the tribe would like to help communities that are impacted by however they can, financially supporting organizations and ensuring that kids get fed over Thanksgiving break and winter break. And that was really the parameters. It was super wide open. How wide open it was I'll share with you in here in just a minute. But Jan was the first one to see that. And Jan was like, hey, we need to take advantage of that. Let's do that. I said, let's go. So Jan worked with Tracy. You heard that. There's lots of people that have been working on this. They're the two that have kind of been heading this up. They decided they didn't want to just give a holiday meal, like a Thanksgiving dinner to a family, like some groups do. They wanted to provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all the days that kids weren't going to be in school.
Oh, that's amazing.
Huge lift, right? But kudos to them for thinking that way. So they worked with Tammy and Aaron at the elementary and worked with Carrie at the high school. And they identified 71 families and I believe 146 kids.
Wow.
Am I close on that? Okay. And that's all we did for a screening. So we're not giving parents an opportunity to say if they want it or not. We're just telling them you qualify for this gift. And so they put together a menu and a shopping list, and they came up with a dollar figure, and it was about $35,000 to do this whole project, like what they had asked us to come up with. So Jan sent that. I'm exaggerating, but it was like she hit sent and she couldn't even take her finger off the button fast enough, and we got approval back for $35,000. It was like super quick how quick we heard back. Like they were just waiting to give out money to help communities. I don't know about you guys, but any grant that I mean, I'm always sweating, waiting to hear like, oh, are we going to
Right.
get this or not? But that was the easiest money we had access to help people that I've ever been part of. So I did send a huge thank you to Jesse and the tribe on behalf of the district. I think something extra from the board is
Yeah.
definitely
So
a
generous.
great idea. Okay, so um, so this thing kept getting bigger and bigger, and I even told Jen, I said, "Man, you bit off a huge chunk here." And she's like, "Yeah, but we have the team to do it, and we do have the team to do it." We put together a shopping or Jen contacted Costco and Sherm's. Tracy contacted our food provider. They divided up what we could order with our food provider, where the better deals were at Costco versus Sherm's. We ended up getting 3 or 4 pallets of food from Costco and 2 pallets of food from Sherm's. Um, we and we rented a U-Haul, 20-foot
Wow.
U-Haul truck to pick all that up, dropped it off at the old middle school. We had a crew included in our maintenance crew and district leaders that unloaded the truck. They put the food in different piles. This morning we did a practice run on filling the boxes. And
Wow,
we feel like we have a system that is going to be pretty efficient. So we have a room full of food. We have a crew coming in on Friday at 9 o'clock. I offered that up to you guys if you want to come help. Where we're going to actually pack boxes, and we're separating the groups into 4 different groups. And then on Tuesday, we have 4 different groups that are going to deliver that to families. And again, this isn't if you want it, we'll bring it to you. It's we're bringing you this food. And if you don't want it, then you can donate it to another organization. But you're getting this food. I can't remember who said, I think Carolyn said the menu was really well thought out. It's items that kids can produce or make themselves: peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese, chicken, canned chicken, tuna, things like that. Cereal. So we wanted to make sure kids could do it. They didn't have to rely on an adult. And so we'll get all that set up. We win our first round, and we've spent a third of the money. So this first round, they're going to get a lot of food. And then what's even more awesome is the second round, they're going to get twice as much food.
Wow.
And we had talked about like some items like the peanut butter or big jars of peanut butter. But even if they have leftover peanut butter after the break, then what family's not going to continue to eat peanut butter later on?
Right.
So whatever we give them is going to help them not only over the holidays, but hopefully, into the future. So, okay, so I gave you the statistics: 71 families, 140-ish kids. Cow Creek donated $35,000. Friday at 9 o'clock is our first packing day.
This Friday?
This Friday at the old middle school. November 25th is our first delivery day. And then December 19th is our second delivery day. And we know that's really close with the local organization. But again, my thing is, I hope families get so much food they don't know what to do with. What a blessing that would be.
Truly. This is so great.
So that fits under every single strand of our strategic plan. Community involvement, building belonging, sense of belonging, taking care of our families and our kids. Just the list goes on.
I love it. Okay, so this Friday is packing day, and that is packing up for for both future delivery days. Is that correct?
Just for one.
Okay, and then
We haven't gone shopping for the December one yet.
Copy that. Okay.
And we have a whole room full of food. Like, I should have taken a picture. I took a picture of the.
Yeah. That's so great.
Carrie and Tammy were great on figuring out a system. So I think we're going to have enough people to where we'll have 4 stations. That station will, let me back up a little bit. Janine and Jan and Tracy put together a list that shows how much food items we have. And then we based the box on families of 1 to 2 students, 3 to 4, and then 5 or more. So we have 3 columns. And then Janine made a list that is coded, so nobody's going to see names. But if my number is 1 and I have 3 kids, it'll be 1-3. So whoever's filling the boxes for my family are going to know exactly what to put in those boxes based on the 3 to 4 kids in my household. The 1 tells me who the family is, and the delivery people will get that information. But we've also divided them into 4 groups of our different groups that are going out on delivery day. And so we'll have a person who's calling. They went as far, and this was Carrie a little bit. I didn't know Carrie was quite this type of an A personality. I think he's a closet A personality, but he wanted to pack the box in the most efficient way. And so the trial was first just learning what was going in the box, but then he took it a step further and like, what should go in the box first? And then how do we build around that to where we can get the most efficient use out of our box? And then Janine took that list, and that's the order that people are going to call to go get food. Super genius.
Wow.
So 2 people out there, 1 caller, 1 marking the food off, and then we'll have runners. And just depending on how many volunteers we have, will dictate how many runners we have. But honestly, with 4 groups going and say a handful of runners, I'm anticipating less than an hour to do 71 families and have that ready to go.
I am so impressed. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I have packed food boxes before, and I Carrie's absolutely right. One of the benefits of what we did was that they had a sample box in front of us. This is what it should look like. Then you can go, yeah, okay, I got it. So great job.
So what time does
We need to write that down that Carrie was right.
tell me on delivery day, what times that happen? Where should people go if they want to help out?
Yeah, so just need to let me know. We're going to probably, so we have box trailers that people have volunteered to use. I think the weather's going to be good on this one, so we could use pickups, but we do have box trailers. I'd like to start packing the trailers at 9:30 with the intent of starting our first delivery at 10 o'clock. I and Tammy are going to take the Sunshine Group, and we're going to do that a little bit different because it's an apartment complex. We're just going to go there and have the apartment people come to our trailer.
Oh,
and
that's
out
good.
there.
Yeah.
We also have a large group of interdistrict transfers from Roseburg that qualify. We're going to ask them to come to Sunshine Park and pick up their box there. Everybody else is going to get a delivery at their house. If they're not home, we're going to leave it on their porch. If they try to refuse it, we're going to just say, this is yours. You can do with it whatever you want.
So what's the plan if folks at Sunshine Road are out of district folks maybe don't make it or don't show up, or our apartment folks don't come out to meet you? What will you do with?
Yeah, we'll figure out how to get
Okay.
it.
Good. Great. You guys really got this dialed in.
It's our first run. We're going to, just like I shared earlier today, we'll learn from this. I think we're going to do a lot of good things, and then we're going to learn some things to do differently in December. We've already kind of talked about maybe a little bit different menu on a couple items, but yeah.
I love it.
Do these families know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they've all been sent a parent square. We are going to recontact them again just to let them know that we will be delivering on Tuesday. And then we need to notify the Sunshine and Roseburg that it's going to be a drop off there. They have to come into the trailer again.
Okay.
We've only received positive feedback, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
I was worried about Ian's group. I sure don't want to steal anybody else's thunder, but that's what I know. So we're trying to do it as low key as possible. It was great that our name came out in the paper with all the other schools, but
I missed that.
I was excited to see that Glide got more than any other school district. So
Oh,
if the other superintendents say something, I'm just going to tell them you didn't ask for enough. I mean, we honestly felt like we didn't ask for enough, how quick they responded back, but Perfect.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I do think, maybe also thinking strategically, because there will be spring break coming up. And so I'd also say maybe thinking about some of those non-perishable, like peanut butter will last, and keeping that maybe if there is storage available for spring break might not be a bad idea.
Thank you. I really appreciate your guys' support on that. I do think it's a great thing for our community.
It's so wonderful.
The last thing I have, and again, I've already kind of hit, I want to go back to the threat. I do think the threat hit several of our strategic plan too, but really under safety. I hope everyone in the audience heard me that as a leader of this district, I take it very serious on if I felt like there was something bad that was going to happen, I definitely would avoid that. Some of the posts out there were, I've tried to put myself in their position and understand why they were so passionate about telling the whole community to keep your kids at home. And I still haven't quite got to that point yet, but I have realized that that's scary for a parent. And so a lot of times people respond to scary situations differently. And I do want to share with you that I've had two parents that questioned the one I shared about earlier today, where the elementary parent really questioned why I didn't notify the elementary families. She was super civil and reasonable to talk to. And I feel like after my conversation with her today, she's going to be an advocate for the district, that if somebody says something negative, it's like, well, no, that's not what Mr. Freeman said. This is what he said, and this is what we can expect in the future. I haven't figured out how to reach some of the negative people that made posts. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I do have a meeting with another parent tomorrow that I'm hoping the same outcome is going to be as I had with the parent today. But there was no reason for families to not send their kids to school yesterday. And there was really no reason for little loggers that go into a lockdown and some of the things that they did and said about our organization. So
Oh,
pretty frustrated about that.
Little Loggers isn't even close to our, right?
Yep. Don't get me started.
Okay.
I think there. Oh, off the record, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's-
Last thing I have is an arena update. Super excited to tell you that everything is here. Our truck is here, our two trailers with the arena. We have begun dirt work, and an example of what I foresee happening is Brent had reached out to Ryan Parkhurst about using one of his bulldozers. And Ryan was super gracious and said, yep, all you need to do is, pay for fuel and I don't know, something else little. And you can have it this amount of time or something. And then Brent explained to him what we were doing, and Ryan changed his tune. Says, forget everything I just said. You tell me what you need, when you need it, and how long you need it, and it's yours. So I do think this is going to, once people kind of realize that this expands beyond just an arena on our facility, I think this is going to generate a lot of synergy, and people are going to want to help see it be successful. So I just shared that example to you because those are the kind of responses that I've been getting about this. So
I love it.
yep. The plan is to have the arena set by early spring.
Yay. Well, thank you to the
Questions on that?
Parkhursts.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
They're very generous.
Yep. What? I know there's a board member that has reached out and offered donations and stuff too. And so I just think we're going to get a lot of people helping on it. I just heard your question. The answer is no, but we need to. Absolutely. 100%. Yep.
Yep.
So I will I'll ensure that happens.
Yeah, I think that exactly the financial assets, or if there is question, it can be balanced out. I think that's in-kind donations.
Yeah,
Volunteers.
Oh,
That's
but I'm also
right.
thinking about in-kind donations that help contribute to
Yes.
that. So
We'll do.
awesome.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
I wonder who that board member was. Okay. Oh. Okay. I was, but that is awesome. Thank you.
I told Brand anytime he needed a bulldozer, I've got like 4 of them. I told him anytime I said, let's start. Yeah. Yeah, he could have had one a month ago.
Oh, another hobby thing. Yes. He's got his, you know, a lot of things going on.
Well, all of this sounds really great. I love it. Okay, are we moving on to Carolyn's financial report?
I'll just keep it short. My main thing was our resolution for tonight to accept and appropriate the $35,000. Our budget is still looking good, so that's all I have.
And thankfully, the ODE decided to kind of put a pause on that other nonsense they were getting up to.
Yeah, I listened in on that today and I felt more encouraged than I did before and remembered Robert telling me, let's not, you know, we need to be cautious and very aware of what's going on, but the initial reporting made it seem worse than it may be. So we're gonna wait and see. And they've told us to just proceed normally for now and wait until we really know.
Great. That's good. Yes, that. Yes. I think they got lots of feedback. Lots of feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're basically trying to start from scratch and get rid of what we've been using for years. So we're like, could you work with what we have already and give us more time, please?
Yeah.
Because if they would have done it this July, we would have had to be budgeting that way, which starts real soon.
Yep.
So it was so unrealistic.
It was.
So I'm glad they listened.
Yeah, I think they got lots. They had lots to listen to, I think. Thank you for that. Okay, individual board member reports.
thank you. I just a couple of call outs that I just wanted to, I think it's amazing in hearing tonight that 65% of the middle school students are involved in sports. That is pretty amazing. And I really call out Tammy in terms of the students also reporting on attendance and that they're like got a plan and rewarding that because that is so important to set that foundation. So I thought that was amazing to hear about that. And it does tie into, you know, the strategic initiatives and how that we're tackling that. So thank you for that. Huge shout out again. I will just say with 9 girls in wrestling, that's pretty amazing from there.
Amazing.
I know when my kids were wrestling, that's a big jump. And also I did go to the mat club and yeah, I agree, Robert, it was like, it's huge and crazy. And so huge shout out to all of the parents and coaches and everybody that was there helping support. wrestling is just amazing to see that.
So where is that? Where'd you go?
The elementary school,
No, the club that you went to?
Mat Club.
Okay.
It's
And that was down at the,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, my dad, well, he ran around and he reminded me, I'll just say, it was so much like his dad. And that I'm watching him, like the big kids are out there wrestling and Dallas is just wandering over there, like, no, doesn't he, like, he's not like sitting or worried. He's just wandering around. And then I was like, Dallas, and he's like, Grandma, and it's the same as my son, like, I knew you were there. I was like, just wait, Zach. So that was really fun to go back and be part of that community again. So I am a lot of amazing energy with those parents down there. Also want to acknowledge the cross country girls going to state. All that was and amazing for that recognition across the board. And I got to, I mean, thank you for sharing all of the like send off pictures and all that stuff. It's been great to see on Facebook. And also, then I did just want to shout out for I shared with Robert today that I was involved in a training today that was really interesting. It was people across the nation that are, looking at how we support some of the, things that are going on in our communities. And unfortunately, having gone through the shooting at UCC, both, professionally as well as having my son out there, there is real fear in, and so when we think about that, and I was sharing with Robert that a couple of things that I heard about in that training that were very specific that I think just speak to what we've been doing is really the engagement that we're not going to like policy our way out of this. This really is about how we support kids, how we create community, how we support our teachers, thinking about also teachers that show up in a workplace now that isn't safe and that there is this concern, I think is really super critical. And so I was reflecting after that training that a lot of the strategic initiatives that we adopted have the core components of what there's national, basically recognition of the things that you need to build in community. So I just want to say thank you and really reflect that for the students and just hearing tonight about all of the amazing engagement that is happening that really reinforces. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you. Son.
So yeah, a lot of the same things. I was taking notes, gave me all the things, like it was amazing. The field trip stuff again, the Cocoa tribe, that thing's been, it's a great relationship for many, many years. And this year's stats, like I was taking, it's like 77% of the kids are on track for 90%. That's great that your kids are engaged with that. And then I took a note that like one of the staff, I think was a first grader, is a future leader and he's a leader of the class. That's pretty cool for elementary school stuff. And kind of the cross country thing. Just wanted to recognize Taylor. I think every year he's been a coach, he's taken a team to state. The boys didn't make it this year, but I think I could be wrong on that stat, but he's got there's a program there it's pretty impressive. Yeah.
It's great. That is.
And the girls team got many years of excellence ahead of them. They're young. So just cool at Taylor's, that success, that a level of success. And I just wanted to thank you for keeping us posted and Carrie and Ed for all the stuff that went behind the scenes with that.
Yeah.
Keeping us posted in real time. So thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to, first off, I'm not sure if I had that kindergarten might be after you've gone. We might not even need a superintendent soon. We just might keep running, Yeah. But no, really, Robert, you've had some difficult situations since you've been here, really. couple of things that you've had to deal with. I think you've done a really good job. You know, what happened yesterday was one of those things that, you know, everybody has got, you know, like we've said before, complainers are gonna complain. That's just what they do, so. I don't, you can't please everybody, but I think you've done a good job on situations, so. I think that's good. And then back to the food deal, I think it's a fantastic deal. Those of us that can afford it probably should spend an evening at Cow Creek. You know, it's not a bad deal. And the other thing about it that I like is that it shows the way community and food programs should be. This SNAP deal is a joke. And this is the way it should be done, the way you guys are doing it in Cow Creek. But the SNAP deal from the government is they didn't look at the food that they were getting, you know, so, and that's the way that the program should work in the first place, you know, local communities supporting people. That's about all I really, you know, would like to say about that. I do think you guys have done a good job. The high school and the elementary, seems like everything's going pretty good. You know, it's funny, I heard a lot more complaints before at the school. No, I think that people are afraid to say much. I don't know. But anyway, it makes my job easy. So if we need anything for the field over there, Brent just has to get a hold of me. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Probably is, but I forgot.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody, like, complainers will complain. That's. Yeah.
Agreed. I just delight that it's usually crickets out there for me. So it is good. It's a huge change. So I just got back from the Oregon School Board Association annual conference, where I got to lead our rural caucus meeting at 7:45 in the morning. It was actually, I didn't think a lot of people would be there because who wants to be at a meeting at 7:45? I did not want to be. And yet it was packed room. We had to bring in extra tables. It was great. And we got some new leadership, and we got 15 new members during the conference. So we're up to like 112 members now. And then later that same day, I hosted a workshop about how to engage at the legislative level, and had folks break off into groups and gave them real life scenarios that are going on in Oregon, and how would they advocate. First, I gave them lots of ways that they could advocate, and then let their mock board decide how they were going to do that. And then they got to share with us all. So it was pretty interesting, got lots of good feedback. And yeah, so got to get Janet there as our LPC, but I did not realize that being the president of the Rural Caucus, I'm now like a voting member of the OSBA board. So that's interesting so far, and I'll just leave it at that. And I think that's all. Just definitely thank you so much for the updates. And I know we all know behind the scenes how hard everybody was working to get to the bottom of things immediately and keep everybody safe. So thank you to everyone. Also, just so thank you for the grant that y'all came up with and putting that together to support our community. It's just gets me all choked up thinking about it. So I'll quit talking about it. All right. Any other thoughts or comments for the greater good? Okay. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.